Hi, I'm Rick Lara, President, Creative Director of Lara & Company Creative Advertising Design. We've been in business 26 years. In that 26-year time frame, we've had quite a few changes in this industry, if you can imagine.
Mi nombre es Laura Vaca. Ocupó el puesto de la gerencia de métodos en el grupo ESMA. El puesto que desempeño actualmente es gerencia o encargada del departamento de métodos, donde básicamente nos encargamos de elaborar todo lo que es el material de capacitación para el grupo ESMA, así como lo que es la comunicación interna corporativa, el desarrollo de los organigramas de la empresa y de la elaboración de videos para la capacitación.
My name is Marina Monsisvais and I own Barracuda PR. We are a public relations agency that serves as a megaphone for all the great things that are happening in El Paso. So that means we are instrumental in introducing new businesses to our community. We're instrumental in communicating what businesses are doing to and with our community. We're in charge of the messaging. We're in charge that people are aware of what businesses are doing, and we do it in a manner that's fun, professional, and effective.
To motivate or to just keep that level of energy going, it's aligning the goals of the company with the individual goals of each person. And if they feel like they're achieving their own personal goals, then it's going to affect all of our. It's going to double all of our efforts to make sure that we all move forward together. It's always a thrill to hear somebody that started here and maybe used us as a launch pad to get to where their own career goals were. That's my inspiration. That's the inspiration I try to instill in everybody that I hire. I hire people that have a positive personality, positive team-minded initiative, and I think the results are such that we can hang our hat on 26 years of being in business because of the efforts of my employees.
Bueno, tengo algunas recomendaciones, como por ejemplo reconocer sus logros, el trabajo que ellos realizan día a día, el tener también un buen ambiente de trabajo donde puedan estar contentos, donde puedan desarrollarse con la mayor facilidad. También valorar el trabajo que cada uno realiza, por más mínimo que sea, es muy importante considerar y valorar su trabajo. También mostrar interés por su vida personal. A veces un pequeño comentario, un saludo, un detalle, pues hace la diferencia. Y también otorgar en algunas ocasiones permisos para atender asuntos personales o de interés de los trabajadores.
Is really to look at the big picture. We'll sit down and have a talk and think about, in the scheme of things. Well, number one, in the big picture, we're doing a job that not too many people can do in our city. So that alone is it's privilege in this weird way. If you're into what you're doing, we get to do some really fun stuff that not everybody gets to do, and we have the kind of jobs that people covet. So just kind of putting that into perspective is a good way. And really, I think it just comes down to acknowledging the person, showing them that you notice that something's up, and then if there's anything I can do, sometimes I'll look at someone, I'll just tell them to go home. And it's because they need to go home. So I didn't think I offered a lot of incentives, but apparently we do. The biggest one, which I didn't think about, is we work a 4-day week. So we're at the office, our work hours, we report at 9 and we leave when the work is done. Sometimes we're done at 2, sometimes we're done at 7. But when we all kind of come to consensus that the work is done, we take off. So that's kind of a cool one because we have Fridays off, and there's no, what do you call that, time step or measurement. We're not on the clock. It is what it is, and if the work is done, the work is done. And we enjoy our Fridays unless there's an event or something that we need to cover. Also, we like a lot of coffee, so whenever I'm out and I happen to be around a coffee shop, I will send a text and ask everybody if they want coffee, and the orders come in, and I place the orders, and our local coffee houses are very familiar with us, so they know that we like coffee. And while I didn't think of that as part of an incentive, I think of that more as part of the office culture, because when somebody else is out and they're near a coffee house, they'll ask if anybody wants some coffee. So I don't know quite how that happened. I guess just habits and living. The other thing, because we are creatives, it's important, I think, that we get out of our environment here and there. So sometimes we'll move the whole office to a local coffee house, or just change our work environment to kind of rattle our own cages, which ends up being fun. And we eat, we hang out, we have a good time. So I think those things are important. And then of course, when we can, we do bonuses, and those just kind of come out of the sky, because sometimes projects come out of the sky. So then we are rewarded monetarily, but really it's all about being happy all the time.
Motivating a group is actually easier than motivating individuals. Individuals just need to be reassured on a pretty regular basis that their efforts are good, whether or not they align themselves with the project at hand. And a lot of times, we tend to do things over and over to the point where they become a little redundant or formulaic. And an individual, especially a creative individual, wants to come in and change it up a little bit. I have to sit back and analyze it and make sure that we're not discounting the idea just because it's different. When you're trying to motivate a group, it's a little bit more on the lines of leadership, a clear-cut goal, some short-term goals, some long-term goals. As long as the direction is set early on and everybody knows which direction we're being pulled, then it's easier for everybody to get on board and see where they fit and how we can all get there together.
Yo sugiero tratarlo de forma individual, ya que cada una de las personas pues es diferente y tiene necesidades diferentes. Entonces es mejor tratarlo de forma individual, platicar con el colaborador, ver sus intereses, y ya posteriormente pues a lo mejor hacer una sesión de grupo, pero sí tratarlo primero de forma individual, y en grupo pues ya ver cuáles serían las estrategias a seguir.
I'll be quite honest, I think I'm a better motivator as a group, because there's general excitement for a project, and then that trickles down to the individual. So everybody lends their individual talents to whatever the project is. So I'm kind of an excitable person, and then I'm an excited person. So by being excited and generally interested in the project that we're doing, we all work together to, number one, obtain the project, which is kind of fun because you get a little bit of a high competing for a project. And then number two, when we get the project, we all celebrate, which is a lot of fun. And then it's kind of over, and then we get the project, and everybody gets to lend their individual talent to that project. So, and getting the project is cool, and then being able to lend our individual voice to that project is even cooler.